I have two flathead Ford engines, both 239s. This one is an 8BA. Its name is Bonnie. I bought this one expecting that it would be all freeze cracked around the pan rail or cracked up in here or whatever, and just a totally destroyed block that I would use to get my 8RT Clyde running. I was just going to take the heads and the timing gear and the other parts that I needed, get my other one put together with this one, you know. And it turns out this one ain't bad, except you got, this is after honing, you know, you got some ridge there, but that's whatever. But these 5 and 6 cylinders, that is some horrible pitting in there, because all the crud that was laying in that cylinder, and I guess in this one, you know, really took its toll. So, you know, this one would at least need board. Oh man, I don't know. 30, 40 thousandths, 50 thousandths oversized. And, you know, then oversized pistons and rings. And I think that would get it running. So machine shop quoted me $250 out the door. It's bored and honed, ready for the new pistons. New pistons are, oh, what the heck, 200 something for, I just looked at 40 over pistons because that's what came up pretty quick. So 200 for 40 over pistons ish. I don't know what name to go with, la-di-da. And then another $60 for a set of Hastings rings. So let me think. 300 in the Bonnie so far. I haven't spent a dime on it, except for kerosene, ATF, and acetone. And here is Clyde. Clyde is the 8RT. Clyde is a truck engine, but, you know, fairly much the same stuff. Okay, Clyde came to me pretty much a bare block. It had the cam bearings still in. Starting to get a little bit of rust. I gotta clean that and oil it. Clyde has been hot tanked, shot peened, magnafluxed. You know, so good block, definitely a good block. And the bores are all like fantastic. However, the valve seats got some pitting on them, but really not as bad as I was thinking. Same machine shop that would bore out Bonnie is also set up to do the valve seats on a Ford flathead. You know, he can grind them or cut them, whatever he does. He will not, however, change them. I don't even know if these are inserts. Maybe they're just part of the block. I don't know how the heck it works. But, well, they're actually, let me get some light here, if I can. There we go, I think. They're really not as bad as they looked at first. This one here, that's an exhaust one. And all the exhaust ones are worse than all the intake. That one's probably about the worst. Maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 10 or 15 thousandths would clean that up. But the guy will not do valve seats on these anymore. He did one, and he said, I swear to God, I'm never doing another one. Okay, so I forget. I think it was about 200 he quoted me to do all the valve seats And then, of course, I'd be putting new cam bearings in. I took the old ones out, and they, you know, they looked great before I took them out. My tool was not the greatest to do that. So about 200 for the valve seats to get them ground, and then, of course, adjustable lifters. I think I forget, $150, $200 for the set. Have him put in the cam bearings, and hopefully the cam that came with this or the cam on Bonnie is good to use. Not an issue using new lifters with this style of cam or whatever. The other way around, you don't want to use a new cam with old lifters, I guess. I don't know. Apparently you still run it through the cam braking, but main thing, this one's probably going to cost just as much to get running, but this one's also been Magnafluxed and certified a good block. Bonnie friggin' looks marvelous, but you never know about hairline micro fractures. And just because I'm robbing Bonnie to pay Clyde doesn't mean that Bonnie's never going to run either. Just I want to get one running cheap as I can, but it kind of seems like either or, half of one does half dozen of one, six of the other. You know what I mean? But I think Clyde here is the one worth putting the bet on, putting the money on, because you know, that's the Magnaflux block. That's the one that's been proven good. As far as anyone can tell, I'm not going for ultrasonic bullshit. I guess, you know, maybe what would you do? To me, if I'm spending as much on either of them, it seems a good way to go is the one that we know is not cracked. I don't think the other one's cracked. It sure doesn't look like it. You never know. And I guess that's it, you know? What would you do? Or, you know, just what am I up to? What's up with the flatheads? Tell me what you think you'd do. Bore Bonnie out, oversized pistons and rings, or go for the valve grind job on the block that's been Magnafluxed. Later.